Since the iPhone first launched in 2007, there's been one thing very conspicuously missing that's been the perfect thing for the Apple detractors to scream about and say, this is why your platform sucks. This is why Apple's walled garden and Steve Jobs' iron fist of control is going to be the death of you guys as you sell more and more of these. Anyway, the thing that's been missing has been Flash. No Flash. Adobe Flash. Not that Flash. See? Adobe Flash has been missing. There's been so much drama about this. Steve Jobs wrote, what did he call it? An open letter to Adobe in the world. What did he call it? Thoughts on Flash. He's had a long sit down with Walt Mossberg from the Wall Street Journal about it. And he said, we're not trying to go to war with Adobe. We just chose to not use one of their products on our platform. And he said, and if people like it, they'll buy it. And if they don't, they won't. This was in 08, I believe. Or 9. Nope. D8 in 2010. And he said, and so far people seem to be liking iPads. This is when they were selling at a rate of, it had slowed down to about one every 3 seconds. And people have been screaming, Android's got Flash, and Apple doesn't, iOS doesn't. Point is, this is not even really about Apple. Okay, this is about a dead, dying technology, something that Apple saw for what it really was. Steve said, we try to pick up technology's products that are in their spring as they go around the calendar year and their life cycle, the seasons that equate metaphorically to their life cycle. And he says Flash is in its fall. Now, I can tell you personally, when Flash first came out, late 90s, it was the coolest thing. I put a ball on the screen here, and then I drag it to over here, and I say that happened 12 seconds later, and it was at a frame rate of whatever the case, and I click go, and the ball just goes by itself. And you could morph things and animate things, and you can use ActionScript, and it was like a really cool thing when it was new. And then nothing really happened with it. It kind of stayed the same. It evolved as anything does, but no major sweeping changes. No changes. You know what else hasn't changed? The fact that it's a battery drain on mobile devices. It's got huge security flaws. It slows everything down to a fucking crawl. It's just a dead technology. It was cool then, but other web languages have made advancements. The web is more interactive and dynamic. We don't need shit like Flash. They all look the same. All the cartoons are like crappy, non-shaded, like cartoon cell looking. It's over. Microsoft Paint that moves. Like it's really not cool. I mean, I know it's better than that. I'm exaggerating. So why now, after all the thoughts, after Adobe screamed at Apple and Apple defended themselves and Android's like, we have Flash, we know it's slow and everything. Why now all of a sudden are we talking about this again? Adobe came out in a very Adobe-like way. Time out. I am an Adobe user across the board. Just not Flash. I love all their software applications. I use Lightroom, Photoshop. I'll use Dreamweaver once in a while. I got a lot of layers and I wanted to see how things look. I'm a big fan of their Air platform as a framework, a runtime environment, TweetDeck that I live on that you've heard in the background chirping in other videos. So I love Adobe. I just don't like Flash. I didn't like it when it was Macromedia and then purchased by Adobe. It's never an Adobe thing. It's just a stupid product. It's old, dead. Okay, so they said that they're not going to use it anymore. On the mobile space, they said the upcoming Flash Player 12 will create a smooth transition to HTML5. After 11.1 that's coming out for Android in the playbook, it's BlackBerry's tablet, that's going to, kind of help put them out of business. After that, they won't use it anymore. Not for mobile. They said HTML5 is universally supported across mobile platforms, in some cases exclusively. That's their way of not wanting to say iOS. because they don't want to give Apple the satisfaction of saying, we're going HTML5 because we can't get on your shit and we need to because you're Apple. They do say Flash is not dead. There are a lot of developers out there who really still want to use Flash. And a lot of lazy developers don't want to recode their shit. They just want to port things over. So they're going to work with repackaging apps that were meant for iOS that can't get on iOS because they're Flash, and repackaging them on the Adobe Air thing, and finally getting them on the iOS platform. So I think this is awesome. It's amazing. Here's why. It's proprietary, but it's not proprietary in the way that iOS is proprietary. Apple only allows that on their hardware. They don't allow anything else on the hardware. They don't allow it on somebody else's hardware. It's not proprietary in the way like Microsoft requires you to, they've got closed APIs. You've got to use their stuff. Their phones, Windows Phone now, same thing. You must meet stringent hardware requirements. It must be this fast, this size, this ratio, this resolution, these battery requirements. Not in that way. Not proprietary in the sense that Sony's memory stick was like the only fucking memory format, media format you could put in a Sony product for 200 years. Not in that way. It's proprietary in the sense that it works on everything, but you've got to like square peg round the hole, like smash it into something to make it fucking work, because it's like we've got the open web and HTML and the whole open architecture, and then Flash is like just this one like bulky sealed box that you gotta like shove into it, and it's just a bad idea. Now with HTML5, it's open, it's dynamic, it's interconnected in terms of it works with everything. This is the way to go. I'm glad to see they did it. This is going to spark developers. Again, that moving away from Flash but wanted some dynamic interactive stuff. They don't know what to use, and Flash has such a strong foothold, and videos were Flash. It was a very popular FLV. It was a very popular container. This is awesome. Glad to see it dead. I've been screaming about this forever. You've heard me. Finally, though, now, it's over, at least in the mobile space, but that's okay. This is going to ripple effect out, and it'll go away. It should have gone away 4-5 years ago or so. It should have started its decline. At least now it finally is. So, happy day, smart move Adobe, classy way, give you credit for how you released it. You didn't come out and you weren't like, fuck everybody, fine, we'll kill it if it makes you happy. Yeah, I mean, you made a good point. You did it the right way. Good move, good thinking. I'm excited. HTML5 will flourish. I just want to say one more thing about this. I fucking told you so. No, it won't happen. Yeah, and it's here. Fucking told you so.